a wonderful tincture that are used for many, many ailments like depression, anxiety, colds and flus. This is a mild, very mild, without many cautions to it at all, which is why I say it's a really good one. You're going to do something like an oregano tincture. Oregano is a bit strong. It's very strong, actually. David over here has taken some of my oregano tinctures.
The tincture is what?
It is an alcohol-based.
No, what's the herb?
Oh, the herb that we're working with right now?
The herb in the bottle.
Oh, that's chamomile. That is a chamomile, yep.
I thought. But then you were talking lemon balm.
Nope, that's the one that we're going to make.
I didn't smell lemon.
Nope, that is a chamomile. Yes.
Can you use lemon thyme?
You can use lemon thyme in a tincture, yes. You can also use basil. You can use pretty much all of the herbs. Looking at my papers again. I would say the only one that I covered in the last class that I would probably leave out of a tincture would be yarrow. I have an extra chair if you would like. It's too hot? Okay. That's okay.
Thank you. This is wonderful.
If you would like, you can contact me. Please. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Have a lovely day. The lemon balm tincture, you can even get into syrups, which will be a whole other class. But when you're working, syrups are great. I love it. That's how I get my daughter to take her herbs. And we do a lot of syrups. Exactly. Add a little sugar. It goes a little better. Yes, and it is wonderful for the throat. Okay. My tincture.
Is a tincture just a higher concentration of these herbs as opposed to like your tea?
Yes. Yes, the alcohol actually has a very strong drawing power. So you're going to be dealing with something a little more concentrated and a little more intense. And that brings me back to when I was dealing with the oregano. Oregano is extremely strong. It can cause irritations if you're going to be taking them. I suggest for people who are very ill with bronchitis and things like that to use. It does help as a digestive tonic, but I never say to use anything more than 5 days without taking a break. Never. Any herb that you're doing, you should never take consistently. It will and can build up in the system and cause side effects. It's pretty standard. So, yes?
What kind of alcohol are you talking about?
We'll get to that. That will be anything 80 proof or over for a tincture. Because number one, it has cleansing properties to keep fungus and bacteria out. And also, it has a stronger pull to pull the medicine out as well. So, is there any other questions on that? This is pretty standard. You're going to leave it for about 3 to 4 weeks. We're going to cut this herb into bits. We will pack into the jar, a clean jar, of course. And this is an 80 proof. Now, when you're buying, I have chosen a vodka. When you are buying an alcohol, you want to make sure that it is as natural distilled as possible. If you're using a wine to infuse, you can do this also with red wine. You are going to want to make sure that it's nitrate free because you're not going to want to deal with, you're adding a natural medicine with a chemical. So it kind of defeats the purpose. If you have a homemade wine, that's perfect. Go with that. You will take the alcohol and you will pour the vodka over the herb. Again. You're going to use your stick to get air bubbles out. Once again, air bubbles do cause decay. You're going to continue to work on this one. You're going to open it regularly, look in it, smell it, check the way that it looks. The color will change. Your alcohol color will change. As you can see, that was the vodka I used on the chamomile tincture, and you can see what the color is. So it will alter. Your plant will alter the look of it. You want to make sure that the smell does not smell rotted when you are working with it. Tinctures are a great way. You can take straight drops under the tongue, or you can mix it, as I said, to get rid of the alcohol, or you can put a couple drops in a big glass of water. You're still getting the medicine. It's just in a much more diluted form. This is a great way of preserving. Tinctures can last up to 2 years. It's a great, as long as it's stored out of the sunlight, in a cupboard somewhere, is a great place for a tincture. So me preparing this out here is really not good for the medicine, just so you all know. Nope, I'm not going to be using this herb. All of these will actually go into the compost pile at the end of this class. You will cover, date, label, and then shake. And that's one of the keys with tinctures. You're going to shake them. And they say to shake it for about a minute. That's up to you. And then the next day, I would suggest to shake again. And shake for at least, regularly. Shake it. You might want to add a little more alcohol as well over some time to make sure the herb is covered. Again, you want to keep the plant matter below the line of the alcohol. Okay? When you're done, same process. You can use, we'll use this one here. Pretend this is my cup. Pour, strain, and press. Because you're going to want to squeeze out every last drop of the medicine that you have. You're going to want it into your jar. This is time consuming. You put your heart and soul into this, you brew it, and you're making medicine with it. Use it all, Alcohol-based things are wonderful in compost piles. They help with the enzymes. They help to, your worms get loaded, they have a party, they eat lots of stuff, and your compost does better. It really does work.
How long should you keep it before you strain it?
I'm sorry?
How long do you keep it in the jar before you strain it?
About 3 weeks.
About 3
Yep.
weeks.
Yep. Now, I, once again, have left tinctures for up to a month or two, depending. I tend to go a little longer than the standard. The other version of this is some people agree to mix half water and half alcohol, equal amounts, with the herb. Other people I have also seen will cook the herb and the water together to make a heavy tea, then add the alcohol. It's entirely up to you the way that you choose to do it. I find this to be simple and works. So that's what I like to stick with. That is our tincture. Are there any questions about tincture?
So if you cooked it, the water and the alcohol, then that would replace the alcohol.
It can, yes. You can basically, if you cook with wine, basically when you're done with the flavor of the wine, no alcohol. And that's pretty much what you're looking to do with the herb. You don't want to boil, you want to simmer so that it has the vapors. You want to see those vapors. That's the alcohol leaving. So then you're more safe. And then again, to go even further, I would dilute it in a large glass of water with 4 or 5 drops. You're still getting your medicine, less alcohol. Okay? And you can also look for tincture based. It's a recipe you can look up with glycerin and vegetable glycerin instead. So, and those are very helpful. So we have now covered. I'm sorry?
What about mixing herbs? Do that?
Mixing herbs? Yes, you can. You could do something like, we've got lovely lemon balm. Lemon balm and verbena would be lovely. It's super lemony. You would get all the medicinal properties of both plants, and you could put the two of them together. Or you There you go. That's a great one. Yes, absolutely. Catnip is also awesome for stomach discomfort. It's fantastic. Upset stomach, vomiting, diarrhea. Excellent for all of that. Colic in babies. That was the first herbal remedy I was ever given when I was a baby, was catnip, because I was colicky. I had a milk allergy that nobody knew about back in the 70s, and therefore my grandmother, who is still alive, said, give her catnip. And my mother thought she was crazy, but she went and did it anyway, and it worked. So it's a wonderful, that's an awesome herb, and they do grow that here as well. Grow as much of that as you can.